Hello, I'm Dr. John, and this is...
I am Snoop Daddy Scott, filling in for Little Ed, who's up in Wisconsin with his ass frozen to the ground.
Yeah, Ed's out of town right now, so Scott's filling in. Be exciting show. We got some crazy stuff.
A lot of stuff going on this week.
Yeah, so, bam!
Dr. John, the podcast slow, tell it right, and all out, you know. One brings the knowledge, the other keeps it straight. The change in the game, set new brand new reigns. Spin facts, dropping knowledge bombs on the mic. While Dr. John keeps it straight and making sure it's tight. Together they're a force, a podcast duo so fly, bringing truth and wisdom, reaching for the sky. And Dr. John.
Well, Scott.
J.D. Vance look.
You got the J.D. Vance look. You've been practicing the J.D. Vance.
Yeah. Been doing that J.D. Vance look a lot this week.
There is my dog who wants back in, Brunsey. So, it's been quite an exciting week, and I'll tell you what.
So much going on.
I can't, you know what's great about it? I go to bed at night anticipating what's going to happen the next day. It's so exciting. I can't hardly sleep.
Who can stand all this winning?
I just don't know. It's crazy. You know, and the Democrats whining. They're just whining about this. And it's like, you know, it's like, I seen the guy rob the bank. I had a woman, she made this analogy. It's like some guy robbed the bank. I witnessed it, so I went down and told the cops, and all the people are pissed off because I reported the bank robber.
That's how they are.
It's about what they're doing.
Yeah. You see Chucky Schumer out there going,
oh, my God.
Elon Musk has taken over the government. He's taken over the systems. He's taken over the treasury. He's going to stop payment to grandma.
And for you people that are watching the mainstream news media, you got to quit, because they're not saying a word about this and what's happening. And what's happening is they're saving our tax dollars. Point blank, huh?
Everything's there. Anybody that wants to seek it out, it's all online. You don't have to listen to, the pundits. You don't have to listen to the, can't even think of any of their names.
But what I can't believe is they had the audacity that they did all this stuff, and then they just left it all out there on the computer, so anybody could just walk in and go, "Hey, the hell is this? $38 or $32 million for a transgender comic book?" Where was that? Peru or?
Yeah, Peru.
Where was that?
Where was the comic book?
But anyways, transgender, so we could make a transgender comic book, and they just left it on there. It's like, the hell's that got to do with anything?
Yeah, $8 million to teach Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language.
Well, I mean, stupid stuff, and we're going to go over that whole list.
Yeah.
So don't get too tied into it. We're gonna make fun of that son of a bitch.
Oh, it's bad.
But it's crazy. And you people in the news media, if I'm going to tell you something, if Trump and the Republicans would have been involved in this and then been in their deal, oh my God, every news station in the world, in the country, would be all over this. Go, look what they did. Look what they did. Look where they wasted this money. Bruins, what's up? Come here.
He wants to do the show.
Well, so we want to start on this AID, and people like your wife was saying AID. It's not U.S. aid.
It's the Agency for International Development.
Yeah,
and it's a big Ponzi scheme.
And but they give it a name USAID, but U.S. aid, so people will go, oh, that's USA. Don't they do so much good things for the world? And they're aiding people all over the world, and that's what it's about. It has nothing to do with aid and helping people of the world.
Some of the things where they are helping, only about 10% of the money that is allocated for that cause actually gets there, because it goes from the USAID to this philanthropy group, that philanthropy group gives it to two other NGOs, those two, and they all got payroll all down the line. And by the time it actually gets to somebody in Botswana,
so watered down, there's nothing left.
Yeah, there's 10% of the money that's actually
started out at $1 million, and they get $10,000.
Yeah, and then
here you go.
You look at look at Politico or AP, New York Times, any of them that are covering it. It's like, oh, they're ruining people's lives. They're killing.
Oh, yeah.
They're causing AIDS. They're taking the AIDS drugs from people and all this stuff. And it's a bunch of horse crap.
Well, I'm so thankful that they went in there with a sledgehammer and opened things up, because that's what it took to. You guys gotta look at this and get off of the regular TV, because it's not telling you at all. Have you seen anything on any regular news media about any of this, except for the Democrats protesting?
No, it's all, well, they're losing their nest egg.
Well, let's start on that list.
Like, how
Who's
does
the biggest one on that list?
How does AOC go from, being broke when she gets into Congress at, $172,000 a year, and now she's worth, what, $26 million?
Well, that'd be
in 2
lobbyists,
terms?
probably USAID, probably some other things in the government where they're Ukraine, China, everywhere that they're sending this money out. You people got to understand, everywhere they're sending this money out, there's a percentage of it coming back to our politicians and kickbacks and bullshit. And I don't give a shit what you say. You say I'm wrong. I know it's happening. It's right in our face. You can't ignore it. These people ain't getting rich for nothing. They're not just magically getting rich, and they're just. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
people got to open their eyes up and realize,
Well,
and at least think about it. Go, how the hell are they doing this?
Elon's exposing the entire federal government as the Ponzi scheme that it is.
Let's start with that freaking list you got there. Who's the big one right there? Let's start with the biggest one they were talking about, Politico.
Oh, yeah, before we get into just all the other stuff, USAID has been funding news outlets, fake news outlets.
Yeah, fake news outlets. So they're basically paying money to fake news outlets and to propagandize pretty much against Trump.
Right.
It's been the whole deal is they've been funding news, Trump news, it's real or unreal, but putting it out there in the media.
Well, I think, like Politico, they got, from USAID, they got $8.2 million. I think for $8.2 million, I'd write some negative stories about
and
Donald
nobody
Trump.
getting paid this week.
Yeah, that's a great one. They got cut off.
They got cut off the way good a paycheck. You lying bastards are getting put in your place.
Yeah.
I love it.
But here's the kicker.
Who owns it? Who'd you say owned it?
All right, Politico.
Yeah, listen to this.
All right, now supposedly this $8.2 million went to Politico for subscriptions, right?
Yeah, subscriptions. I got that. Oh, so you pay for.
I was just on Politico a little while ago. You don't need a subscription. It's all free. I can read any article that they post.
I'm trying to figure out. They're saying they gave it for subscriptions.
Yeah.
But I don't get subscriptions. Even if they were saying that, subscriptions for who?
I guess it's for the Department of Defense.
There's that many people in the department, so they're buying a subscription for everybody in the department. I mean, how are they?
I guess.
How are they justifying it as for subscriptions?
Well, even if that
because that would be like you're buying a subscription to it. But who are they buying a subscription for?
Well,
$8 million worth.
Right, and even if that was the case, is it your responsibility or my responsibility to pay for a federal worker's
subscription
news that they're looking at when they're having their coffee?
Yes, but I mean, because I'm saying it because it's not. No matter how you cut it, even if I say okay, subscriptions, you're not justifying your $8 million to me when you tell me subscriptions. You're saying that's for subscriptions. I'm going, whose? Whose subscription?
You don't need a subscription.
Yeah, but I'm just saying whose, because I don't want to pay for that. Nobody's paying for my subscription.
But this gets good.
Now, let's keep going.
This gets good. Okay, the $8.2 million to Politico, right? Okay, Politico is owned by Sinclair Incorporated.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are going to love this.
Sinclair Incorporated is owned by...
Guess. Da-da-da-da.
Vanguard and BlackRock.
Oh, I would have never guessed Vanguard and BlackRock.
Son of a bitch.
I would have never guessed. They mean the same people that own everything?
Got $8.2 million of our tax money.
BlackRock and Vanguard. What do you think of that,
It's
people?
beautiful. And if you guys, you guys can look this up for yourself, okay? And this is off the government website.
Yeah.
I'm not making this shit up. It's usaspending.gov.
I don't think I could make anything up better. I couldn't make anything up more even better than what you're telling me. I can't beat that by making. I couldn't even make anything up. It's better.
No, it's great. Because they're screwed. That's why the Democrats are all, their heads are exploding now because their Ponzi scheme is going down a toilet.
And they're all tied into this. They're all making money off of it, one way or another. This money's getting spread out like peanut butter and jelly on bread all over the place, and it's crazy.
Want to hear another one?
Yeah, go on. Let's hear another one.
Reuters.
Yeah, Reuters. Oh yeah, Reuters. Okay.
Reuters. Okay, got $9,147,000.
And
the category, now this is off the usaspending.gov. The category, the reason that they received it was active social engineering defense. I don't know what that is.
what is it?
Active social engineering
Wait, let's say
defense.
so. Active
Social engineering.
social engineering. So we have
Defense.
active social engineering. So that would be they're actively social engineering,
Defending against Trump, I guess.
and
I
then
don't know.
defense.
Defense.
So
I have to look into that one.
that's. I want to try to figure what do you people think that is? Active social engineering defense.
Post your comments below.
Yeah, post a comment if anybody knows what that is, but social, because you have social media, so it's your social, but engineering.
I think it's checkerville.
You think maybe fact checkers?
Active social engineering defense.
That would sound like a fact
ASED.
checker thing.
Charlene, I agree.
And now the second category, if that one isn't good enough for you,
Or that's made up propaganda to defend yourself against Trump to make bullshit up that ain't true.
Well,
That would be active
it's not-
social engineering. That's lies.
Like-
That's pretty much lies.
yeah, like they don't want, like
I'm thinking that's lying.
they think the conservatives are social engineering, so they're defending against that with their bullshit articles.
No, their social engineering is their made up lies to defend them against us.
That's
or whatever. So it's lying.
It's something like.
I think it's
gotta be
pretty
something
much a
like that,
short,
yeah.
great big, long college terminology word for you're just a big fat fucking liar.
It gets better. It gets better.
Excuse my language.
The other category for that $9,147,000 that Reuters got was large-scale social deception, which the acronym they use is LSD.
Large scale.
Social deception.
That's more lying. They just don't want to say it. That's just more lying. Social deception.
Yeah, so that's
On a
where
large scale.
over $9 million of our tax dollars went to.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
called democratic strategy. Large scale lying.
Yeah.
Goes hand in hand.
It's the LSD, they're all on dope.
They could have just called it LSL. Large scale lying. Everybody go, what's that LSL? I don't know, but it's got to be
Well, it
good.
doesn't sound that good if you tell, everybody knows what you're doing if you call it what it is.
Well, it's lying. And both them things are lying, and lying 1 and lying 2. That's pretty much it. Just with different words.
One's engineered and one's large scale.
Yeah.
One, the engineering, they sat around a long time and made up the lie. And the large scales, they just hurried up and blatted it out there in front of a bunch of people.
Uh-huh.
They didn't think about it.
Now there's another one.
Okay.
All right.
I'm curious.
This
There's
is
going to be more lying. I'll
this-
guarantee
this
we
is so
got
good.
lying and we got lying.
Well, from 2017 to end of 2021, right? The AP, the Associated Press, got $38,620,000
From the government or from this
from
U.S.
USAID.
Yeah.
Um,
What did
Just
so what was that for?
well, it just so happened that it was the time that Trump was in office.
Yeah.
So, they get $38 million. We'll write a bad story about Trump for you, sure.
More lying.
More lying.
So we've spent about, what you got there, about 38.8 and another how many million?
38.6, $9 million for Reuters, and
10 million?
$8 million for Politico. That's just three, so 8, 17, $56 million.
So just a little under $60 million worth of lying. That's how I'm seeing it.
Hey.
$60 million. That could be like the Bionic Man, a $60 million lie.
I could come up with some good ones for a hell of a lot less.
Yeah, you guys got to check us out for like a couple million each. We'll make up all the lies you want, and we'll swear to them and put them on TV and everything. Say, hey, that's the way it is. This could be a couple
Vance
million
look.
bucks. I'm way cheaper than AOC.
Yeah, and then the New York Times. By the time I'm sure there's more going on with that.
Look at
but-
the list of that. Where's that list? All that
Oh,
shit.
here, have at it.
Look at this. So here, yeah. So what?
Remember the bishop?
7.9 million for Sri Lankan journalists. How to avoid binary gender language. What in the Sam hell is that?
Sri Lanka.
I didn't know there were any queers in Sri Lanka.
But what is binary gender language?
They don't want you saying he and she.
They don't want you saying tranny because
How to avoid it?
It's
Well,
it's
I got a
offensive.
way you avoid it. I don't use it, and I'm not going to live in your fantasy. So I'm just going to call you how I see it. If it pisses you off, just walk the other way. I won't bother you. 20 million for a Sesame Street show. Try to say that 4 times fast. In Iraq.
Yeah, they want to do.
What's wrong with the American Sesame Street show? Just put some words under. We don't need 20 million.
Elmo blow you up.
Oh, yeah, it's probably a gay Sesame Street show, which I'm not against gay people, but that's what it's all going to.
Not in Iraq.
4.5 million to combat
They'd be throwing
disinformation
Big Bird
in
off a roof.
Kazakhstan. 1.5 million for art for inclusion of people with disabilities. Now, what is that?
I'm not totally against that one. You'd have an art program for disabled people.
I'm okay with disabled people having an art program. To have
If the
something to
money
do.
got there.
If it got there, which it probably didn't. 2 million for sex changes for LBG activists in Guatemala. Screw them people. They could cut their own damn bags off themselves.
Well, Trump just ended the.
They got a machete or something, just whack, you're done.
You're done.
There ain't no
Trump just
$2
ended the
million
sex
dollars or
changes in
$6
the
million
military.
dollars or.
That's a lot of the trans people
Oh
in
my
the
God.
military.
I can't even
were
read the
there
rest
just to
of
get
this
the free
list.
sex change.
25 million for, I can't even say that.
What?
Deal,
Which one? Where?
whatever that is.
Oh.
You can't say it either.
What, to promote inclusion in Vietnam?
Okay. Green transportation in the county of Georgia.
No, the country.
Country of Georgia, okay. But what is that? 25 million for,
Deloitte?
to promote,
What is
It
it?
is the ones that made the voting machines, and I think that's a.
to promote green transportation in the country. Well, we don't need
All
that.
those are the ones that made the voting
So
machines.
Bush is the voting machine people.
Well, they're getting paid back.
$25 million.
That's a kickback.
Yeah.
That's money laundering because they're just giving them a grant. You guys helped us out with the voting machines when we stole the election.
Yeah, so they're using the voting machine
they're paying them back.
manufacturer, but they're paying them to promote green transportation in the country of Georgia.
They're not promoting green transportation. They're taking $25 million, putting it in their pocket, and getting paid for
Can you
fixing
say-
the voting machines so they
Can
were
you say
rigged.
Ponzi scheme?
No, I could say payback for the evil they did.
Exactly.
25 million of pro-inclusion in Vietnam, whatever that means. 16.6 million
Yeah, DEI in
separate
Vietnam.
inclusion in Vietnam. I mean, the list goes on and on. And where'd you find this? Scope Man 82s.
Oh, that was,
What site this come off of?
this was off the stuff that Elon put out.
Okay, but you can find this stuff on a computer and look at it. Your mind's going to just blow. I'm not going to read all
Well,
this
it's all
shit.
on USAspending.gov.
USAspending.gov. Look it up. Hey, let's
Yeah.
do a rant. You know what really pisses you off?
Oh, geez, today?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. I've been too happy the last 2 weeks to be too pissed off.
Oh.
How about
What?
How about the Democrats protesting?
No, that's the Mexicans, the George Soros paid protesters that are saying they're Mexican.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it funny? All right, you gonna set your timer? Or we're just gonna go?
Yeah, we're going to just say 3 minutes. Go. Start counting.
All right.
What really pisses me off, these protesters that want to hold up flags from their country going, you can't deport us, Viva the Mexico or my homeland, but then say, well, you're going home. No, I'm
We
not
can't
going.
go back to Mexico.
We can't
No.
go back there.
Yeah, wouldn't you think it would make more sense if they were holding American flags and saying, we love it here, please don't send us back to Mexico, we love it. But no, they're holding up the Mexico flags saying, fuck USA, screw USA.
I bet you half them people ain't even Mexican. I bet half of them are getting on George Soros' payroll, standing there with signs, and they've recruited them all, brought them in on buses and said, stand up there and protest. Maybe a small percentage are Mexicans, so it's like, oh yeah, we got to get in this. But 75% of them are probably some paid-ass liberal stunt freaking, they bust in everywhere.
Yeah.
The Harris
Oh, I'm
rallies,
sure.
they just travel around the country.
Well, and then they start doing that as soon as the Democrats go out and starting their crap in the street. We will fight in the streets. And then all of a sudden they're blocking the 101 freeway in California.
Well, that's good. It's California.
Well, yeah, but
I don't give a shit what happens in California. Them people.
that's another rant.
Yeah, that's a rant on its own of California. I got my Sour Patch
And then
Kids.
they got people warning whoever it is if there's a leak in ice or what. But they're calling ahead. They called ahead. There's a big raid in Denver today, and somebody called ahead and warned them, and they all scattered like cockroaches.
Well, that's okay. You can run, but you can't hide. They're going to get you. But yeah, and these protests, though, whatever. You guys want to protest, have at it. But don't tell me if you're protesting how great your country is and tell me, I ain't going back there. Because you want to be here. You know what?
Here's a good one.
Go ahead.
$6.3 million for men who have sex with men in South Africa.
Yeah. I don't really want to think about that one.
Prostitution? Isn't that prostitution?
Is that illegal or something in South Africa? I never looked.
Well, I don't know about South Africa, but
Maybe.
Then
Take 6 million.
the majority of the rest of Africa.
I don't want to touch that one with a
Homosexuality is
10-foot
illegal.
pole because I ain't getting it. I'm just not getting it.
And then remember the bishop?
I heard about her.
Yeah. Well, somebody.
How much money she get?
Somebody finally shut that bishop.
How much money she get? How much money is that bishop getting?
That bishop got $53 million
Where'd she get
to
that?
relocate and house and feed illegals.
Oh, no wonder she didn't want Trump getting them because she pat in her pocket.
$53 million.
Because, they're not getting all the $53 million. The bishops say, $1 million for the immigrants and $500 million for me.
$1 million for you, $1 million
half a
for
million
you,
for me, $1 million. Oh, I won't be greedy. Another $500,000 for me. Okay, so time it's done, they get about 30 million. She get about 23.
Hilarious.
Because she's generous. If she wasn't of the cloth, she'd be getting 33 million and they'd be getting 20.
I'll tell you what, she makes.
That's because she let them have a little extra.
She makes those TV evangelists like Joel Osteen and Ernest Angley look like they're going to heaven.
They ain't got nothing on her. My God. She's taking it. They're on the take.
Yeah.
Well, so many people on the take in this country, and we've let it get so far away to any kind of true morals or just, being a good person that people don't know how to do it because we haven't been teaching people how to be a good person. You ought to just know, but they've been teaching people how to be bad.
Yeah.
And be dastardly and not care about people.
It's like
sad.
It's not a matter of
that our society's gotten that way.
Yeah. It's not a matter of if it's right or wrong. It's a matter of it's legal or not. And even then,
it shouldn't be whether it's legal or not. People should know the difference between right and wrong.
That's not morality.
How you treat people. And it's just sad that we live in a time where people don't understand that. They're going to look and see if it's legal, whether they think it should be done or not. And that's bullshit, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
but,
I can't disagree with that one.
What you got?
This one here.
He's got all kind of good stuff. Scott, I sent him on a mission, said, you're going to be guest hosting with me. And he says, what do you got? And I says, I got a whole bunch. And he says, what? I says, I got it in my head. I says, he the one been digging in the holes.
Can't read it, can you?
So go. What do you got?
Okay.
I made him do all the work if he's going to be on the show.
Yeah, see how he is? Son of a bitch.
What?
All right, so this is from a website called Write it down. Vance, look.
Write this down.
Okay, datarepublican.com. It's datarepublican, one word, .com. Okay, now this kind of dissects a lot of the information off of US, what was that one? USspending.gov.
USA spending.
Yeah, usaspending.gov. So basically, like this one that Mrs. Snoop here printed out,
Yeah.
okay? You
Here, let me hold this up and I'm going to explain to them.
Yeah, it's kind of in a graph form.
See, there's kind of a graph there. There's a bunch of little boxes. Well, what's in between them boxes? Tell them, Scott.
Okay, like the top box, this one happens to be Charles Schwab Charitable Fund, okay, which they've recently changed their name to DAF Giving 360. Okay, so basically,
Because Charles
This
Schwab
should-
just didn't sound right.
That's exactly why they did it.
yeah, probably because, Charles Schwab's a multi-billion-dollar fiduciary, and it's like, well, why the hell are they getting money from USAID
Yeah.
for their philanthropy,
We
right?
changed the name.
So basically, Charles Schwab Charitable Fund, DAF Giving 360, got $143 million
From,
from USAID
okay.
for their philanthropy. So basically, what the datarepublican.com did with all these different Ponzi schemes, you got $143 million it shows went to the Charles Schwab group, and then it shows how they distribute the funds to
They pass it up to other
They
things.
pass it off to two other, these other two pass it off to four other. Now, the Charles Schwab group has several $1 million in yearly payroll.
Which is taken out of
Yeah,
that.
the CEO gets, over 500,000, and then it's a little bit less as you go down. So they take their cut, they pass it off to a couple other different charities,
Who take their cut?
and then on down the line, and you get down towards the end of
Time it goes to about 20 different things here.
Yeah, and
About
some
20.
of them, like one of them is the University of Pittsburgh, which, if you remember, they were the ones they got in a little bit of trouble for doing the aborted baby parts scandal.
Yeah.
So all this money's coming down through there. By the time it filters down to the end of the balance sheet, it shows a balance of zero. So it goes through all these NGOs and different institutions, and it comes to the end, all the money's gone, it doesn't really say what it went
And as it's being
for.
passed down, they probably take 10% or something, knock it off of
Yeah.
some charity on the way down while they're taking their cut.
Yeah, well, their CEOs get $500,000, and then they pass it down, their CEOs get $500,000. and-
The babies on the wall over there, write them their 10% check.
Yeah,
You know.
that's what, basically.
Grandma's bloomers for charity, write them their check.
Basically, they've been saying that everything the USAID sends out, even if it's a legitimate, cause at the end of it, about maybe 10% gets there. And that's our tax.
Well, this is so watered down because this is going through about 20 different things.
Yeah.
Different organizations, getting down to the end and there's nothing left because they just keep cutting the money up, and they're all tied together, they're buddies. Oh, here comes another shipment of USAID money. Yep.
Hand wringing and all
Oh,
that.
can't wait. Taxpayers' money. We're going to divide it up, boys.
Yeah, it's just, and it's unbelievable that the left are bitching because all this is being uncovered.
That's because they're
What?
part of it. They're getting part of that money. A lot of
Well,
them.
your average, brain-dead Democrat voter isn't getting any of that money, but they're so programmed into believing the New York Times and MSNBC and all this other stuff, they'll not for a minute consider.
And all those places are getting money from this place to keep these people brainwashed.
Uh-huh.
So they can keep pumping that fake news into their head.
And they'll not accept for a minute that Trump could possibly do anything for anybody but himself.
Yeah.
Trump could cure cancer, and they'd be protesting, "We want cancer!" You can't take our cancer. It's all right.
Yeah, that's what they'd be doing. They would too.
That's what
I'm
it's
allowed to
come
get cancer if I want to. You
Yeah.
leave me alone.
You can't cure me of it. Trump. I mean,
They would. They'd rather die of cancer than let Trump cure them.
It's got that ridiculous. You know,
It's going to get better. It's going to get even better here because like I said, every day. Now today was kind of a quieter day.
yeah. Well, I think, with all the
But
people, because apparently, over the last 4 years, there's been a lot of people wake up to the nonsense. Enough people woke up to where we got Trump in office, right? And with everything that's being exposed right now, I can't think that more people aren't going to wake up.
I'm going to tell you, they're going to keep doing this, and in the end of 6 months, we're not even going to have to hardly pay taxes when they get done cutting this shit apart, all this money they're wasting, and it starts going to where it's supposed to be, because then everything's going to work right, and that money that's going places is going to be helping people and doing things and recharging the economy and everything else, not being spread out amongst all this bullshit.
Yeah. Well, Elon said that there's quite probably, they've really only scratched the surface.
He's peeled the first leaf off the onion.
Yeah, but, they still got to go get into the DOD. There's a whole can of worms there.
Wait till they get into the Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah, all
Everybody's
that.
screaming, they're going to take that away. No, they're going to get rid of where they're sniping
fraud
the
and
money
waste.
out of, the fraudulent, taking their money out of there that you're supposed to be getting to help you pay for stuff that they're stealing.
Yeah.
And when they cut that out, there's going to be so much more money for people that they won't have to go through the headaches, and they won't have to worry about going and getting some health care done or some kind of procedure done, because there's going to be plenty of money there. People will be getting more money in their Social Security because there's going to be more money there,
Yeah.
because they're going to quit stealing it all, and they don't get it. When you're siphoning off half of the funds, that leaves half as much for you.
Musk says he expects to find about $700 billion in fraud and corruption, and about another 1,000 billion or a trillion in waste. So he's expecting to be
Damn near $2 trillion.
$1.7 trillion per year.
You know how much money that is? Oh my God. 1.7 trillion. That is incredible that and that's how corrupt our government's got, but it's not happened overnight. This has been happening for 50, 60, 70 years. It's been working up.
Well, it definitely got kicked into high gear with Obama.
Well, it's been getting
The
worse every
corruption,
year.
yeah.
It's been getting worse, but it started way back. This had to start way back, and it's just been getting worse and worse. It's just like the thief that takes $1, then they take $2, and they take $5, and they take 10 because nobody's noticing.
Uh-huh.
Now they're taking $1 million. Now they're taking 10 million. Now they're taking 50 million. Now they're taking $1 billion.
You get up to a trillion, pretty soon you're talking real money.
Because nobody knows, and they're getting away with it, and they keep getting away with it but they got to keep getting more money because more people are involved. They got more people to pay off to keep this thing quiet. So now everybody's getting the cut that's around it, and next thing you know, you got thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people all on a take.
Mm-hmm. Then you got these, idiot leftists, tax the rich. They're not paying their fair share, tax the rich. And they can't, apparently they never learned math in school, because if you take the top 10 billionaires in the United States and confiscate, not just tax, but confiscate the entirety of their wealth, they'd only be able to run the federal government for 4 months.
Yeah.
And you can't get it through their heads that that's not the reason that the government's $36 trillion in debt.
It's the waste.
Taxing Elon more isn't going to fix anything. Elon Musk just at Tesla has 122,000 employees who are paying taxes.
If you order $600 million of sushi for a year, and you order $16 million worth of freaking ribeyes, and you order $6 million worth of freaking lobster, I ain't eating steak and I don't want to eat no damn sushi. You can keep that shit. But that's they'd have Starbucks, buying this, buying that. They're just frivolous, and the government's paying for it. It don't matter. You know? I am so happy, and you people got to get out and look at other news places like us and other podcasts and other things, and you'll find out the truth's going on. what's happening, and we're trying to tell you. So how long we been on? About 30 minutes? I think.
Did you hear about the one, Harvard?
Okay, we're gonna.
Harvard University got $75,000 to study blowing iguanas out of trees with leaf blowers.
Well, they did a study on pizza to find out why it burnt your mouth, and they found out that the cheese insulates it and it keeps it hot. I'm like, well, I could have told you that shit without you spending millions of dollars to investigate it.
There was $80,000 for a smart toilet that identifies the sitter-downer's butthole.
Oh, that sounds scary to me. I'm pass on that. I'll pass. I don't need a smart toilet. I don't need nothing identifying anything. Pass. Pass on a smart toilet. I sound like a Democrat thing. I think they'd probably want one of them.
Toilet be going, oh no, it was
that's 'cause they
Taco Tuesday last night.
That's because they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground anyhow, so they need a toilet to decipher where it is. That's why they got to have smart toilets for them stupid people that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
but people, if you're confused about what's going on and you think Elon's all up in your business, he ain't, because this is all part of draining the swamp, brother.
They only have right to view. They don't have
Right.
right to change anything. They, don't
Right.
they only have right to view and make recommendations and tell them what's going on from what they view. They're not allowed to take anything, just view and make notes.
Oh, and then the left going on about Elon's creepy little kids, the creepy little 20-somethings.
I
that
bet they are
internet-
smarter than hell.
The one kid won a grant for $250,000 because he created an AI program that deciphered ancient writings from Pompeii that they found that science has been trying to figure out for decades.
I bet it couldn't identify your butthole. That's the guy that really came up with some shit.
All right,
That's some shit. On that note, I'm Dr. John. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
And I'm Snoop Daddy Scott. Thanks for having me, John.
Yeah.
Ed, hurry back.
I had a good time tonight. Thanks for watching. We're doing really good on Rumble. If you get on Rumble, follow us, like us, do whatever you can to make us more popular, because we're really appreciating it. We're way outnumbering Rumble than we are YouTube, because YouTube's, you know, how it
Click
is.
like and follow.
Click like and follow us on Rumble. We've almost got as many views on Rumble as we've had on YouTube in 9 months.
Changing the dance and the brand new reign. Spin facts, dropping knowledge bombs on the mic. While Dr. John keeps it straight and making sure it's tight. Together they're a force. A podcast.
Give it a little sour punch. Oh, and it's
Reaching for
Ed at drjohn@gmail.com. Good night, everybody.
enough already.